I guess there's a need for these servers, I guess. I don't know. Uh, it doesn't seem like anyone new is watching them. It seems like it's about maybe 300 people worldwide that pay attention to these um, debate servers where they go back and forth between flat Earth and the globe, and then it's different topics that they argue about. And people try to have their little argument, and both sides have got their argument down, and it's usually like these fools when they really get pinned down and lose, they'll just um, change the subject, leave, rage quit. You know, there's different tactics, but nothing ever gets resolved on either side. But I feel like I don't know, like I don't know. Do these people, do these so-called globers, are they government agents? Are they just fucking weirdos that like to argue? I think they're just weirdos that like to argue, and they know some science. Like this guy John, he's like a PhD, right? He's a scientist, and I guess that guy actually shows up to flat Earth meetups, or he did when they had him on the beach right there. When dude had that dope ass house on the beach, I never went because Waterman is a freak, and I didn't want to run into that dude after what his incident with Snack, where he tried to put Snack on camera and shit like that. Even though I've been on camera, and I'm on camera on some of his videos of Flat Earth Hollywood. Um, Dude's just a fucking weirdo. I mean, I tried to resolve shit with him, but he won't let it go. He has to have drama. He has to have like a grudge against people to make himself relevant, and I just don't got time for it. But anyway, so anyway, there is some sciency type motherfuckers that go on there. Like there's the one, what's his name? Uh, Something Bill, something. He's a land surveyor and shit, and he'll argue with you to death about land surveying, right? But he's not honest. He's totally dishonest. I remember we were talking about railroad surveying and shit, and he tried to say that there's like this slight they do actually account for curvature when they lay the railroad tracks and all this nonsense, which they don't. Like that's just one of the arguments that is irrefutable when you look into it. The railroad tracks, whatever they're called, railroad tracks, right? They make them perfectly straight, and they connect them. Um, if anything, there are some that are like curved for corners and shit, and they do go uphill and downhill, and there might be they deal with this like with changing the grade of the land, the dirt underneath and the rocks underneath. They don't change the railroad tracks. It's pretty rare. Like, show me a bent railroad track, right? I guess they have to have them sometimes, right, at the beginning of a hill. But for the most part, railroad tracks are straight, and there are parts of the U.S. where there's straight railroad lines for like 10, 20, 30, 40 feet. I think the longest one is 100 miles. I forget. Maybe it's 60 miles. Either way, there's no accounting for curvature, right? And there would have to be curvature for us to be on a globe, right? In 60 miles, that's a 2,400 foot drop. I don't know what it is for 100 miles off the top of my head, but I think it's like a mile or something, half a mile or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. So anyway, I think. Oh yeah, in Australia, there's a really long area called Nallybor or something like that. It's like the longest flat area in the world. But anyway, like when you look into land surveying, there's two types of land surveying. There's plain planar surveys, and then there's geodetic surveys. And like pretty much 99% of the time, they're taking plane surveys. And then, but now they have these total station, what are they called? Theodolites, the surveying equipment, that you see them looking at. Looks like a telescope tripod looking thing. And they have a switch on them, so it switches from plane to geodetic. So it just adds the fucking ellipsoidal model, right? It's this equation that adds curvature, basically. And the ellipsoidal model changes. There's different models. It changes every so many years. It's like the WGS 83 or some shit, like, or 86. I forget what it is. It doesn't matter. It changes. But it's just a mathematical formula that they apply to their measurements to add curvature. And once you find this out and you look into it, you're like, oh shit. Hey, this is some fucking bullshit, right? And but if you talk to these people on these debate servers, man, they'll just fucking argue with you for hours, and they're really good at talking, and they know all the ins and outs of the argument. And you'll go around in circles. Also, they'll talk slow. So that's why I'm going to show this guy just talks super slow. So I'm just going to play a couple minutes, and then we'll talk about it in a second.
Based on there's other criteria you could use, but if you use the criteria that you want to get lines of latitude right, if that's the criteria.
This dude, first of all, his voice, the way he talks, he's a straight faggot. I think I skipped way ahead to where I wanted to be. Let's go back to right here.
I think he's talking about the graticule, that it's curved before you enter information.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
That's how it's processed.
Right, but I mean,
it doesn't mean it's wrong. It means that no matter what you're computating, it's already that result.
Oh, but we don't compute distances from that. We measure distances, and we can measure the distance of each degree along the equator. We can measure the distance of each degree along 40 degrees, etc.
But could you acknowledge that it is the case? I have yet to hear someone be honest enough to just be like, okay, well, the graticule is a curved system, instead of just moving the goalpost like what we
exactly.
Well, we do these other things too. But
the graticule does come from the fact that the Earth is a globe. That's why we have the graticule.
No, it doesn't. Keep trying.
And it wouldn't make sense to use it on a flat Earth. Well, it would. Actually, I take that back. I mean, it really does. It totally makes sense to use latitude, longitude on the Gleason map. How else would you do it? Are you going to have rectilinear coordinates on a circular Earth? It doesn't make.
All he said is like, it's based on the globe. Like, here. But here, it's coming to the part where he finally admits it.
Yeah, no. So here's what I say. Latitude and longitude latitude in particular, comes from noting that there are places on Earth where it comes from Polaris. It comes from noting, first of all, that
it comes from Polaris. That's right. It comes from the sky.
Polaris doesn't. Basically, there is a north celestial pole, right? It comes from noting the fact.
Celestial pole, that's right. Celestial sphere. That's where it comes from. And that was my whole fucking point. And it took him 10 minutes or even longer, because some of that was speeded up. It took him that long to fucking basically agree with me. Because these people, they just try to avoid the whole point of what you're saying, They try to just waste your time. I don't. That's why I don't waste my time there. It's just a waste of time to talk to these people.
that the celestial sphere rotates around a north celestial pole and a south celestial pole. Yeah, and then latitude comes from simply asking what part of.
So basically, latitude is based on the stars moving in the sky. That's all it is. They say the stars move this way on this side and they move that way on that side. And then there's videos where they converge near the equator or whatever. And because that's supposed to prove that we are on a sphere. But stuff in the sky doesn't really, stuff moving in the sky, all it proves to me is that we're not moving, that the things in the sky are moving. And so that's what the assumption, of latitude and longitude is. It's based on these two star motions, right? That's it. That's it. And so most people have no clue about this fucking thing. And that's it, even flat earthers. Any more than I tried to explain it, You gotta have a fucking like Trouble About is still stuck on stupid, right? Because she thinks that her fucking star videos prove that Earth is spinning, and all that they prove is that the stars are spinning and we're feeling no motion and we are stationary. That's all that shit proves. And she's still stuck on stupid for whatever reason. I guess she whatever people talk, I don't know. But yeah, it's just dumb. I mean, here's a person that was supposedly a flat earther for however long. And then one day is like, nope. And I don't know what fucking changed her mind. She thought she was going to make money off of Flat Earth Dave. She should realize that dude's a fucking gatekeeper charlatan, waste of time. Everyone should realize that, but not everyone realizes it. People hang out with him, but yeah, like I said, it's just a waste of time, man, to show up to these places and argue with these people. You might as well just bang your head on the wall. If you're looking for the information and then you just listen to the arguments with an open mind. You'll hear all the arguments, and you'll see that motherfuckers are just making excuses most of the time. And there's really no legit good argument for the globe. There just isn't. They're still saying like boats over the horizon, and boats over the horizon is just a vanishing point of our vision. And that we've proven that with P900s and P1000s. You zoom in past that point and then you see, oh, the boat is still there. Nothing's changed. There ain't no proof of a globe. It's fucking dumb shit. Nothing else to say. I'm out of here. Late night Psyop.